Do you see the stars? It was nearly dusk, the end of our car tour of Newtown, when Neil Heslin directed me to stop on a hilltop side street off Riverside Road. Below and across Riverside stands the volunteer firehouse, and down a long drive beyond it, Sandy Hook Elementary School. It had been 7 years since the shooting. Neil's question seemed at first like an effort to lighten the mood. Our conversation had been grim to that point, and I had noticed my mind edging away, like the lazy V of geese I saw retreating toward the silhouette tree line. I smiled and craned my head to peer through the windshield, then saw that Neil was pointing across the road to the sloping roof of the firehouse. Arranged in waves, suggesting a constellation, 26 copper barn stars gleamed dully in the fading light. One for each of the 20 children and for the 6 educators who died trying to protect them. The 5 pointed stars were so large, 7 feet across for the educators, 5 feet for the children's, that I was surprised not to have noticed them right away. A local carpenter named Greg Nant, whose cousin was a firefighter for the Sandy Hook Volunteer Fire and Rescue, made them in his shop, coating them with lacquer to protect their shine. About 2 weeks after the shooting, Nant and a crew of volunteers mounted them to the roof of the firehouse, the building where the governor had told 26 waiting families that no one else had survived. One of the stars honors Jesse Lewis, Neil Heslin and Scarlett Lewis's 6-year-old boy. He was Scarlett's second-born, the little brother of J.T., 6 years older. Jesse was Neil's only child, and, as he has often said, his only family. Jesse's star is positioned front and center, just like he would be, Scarlett once told me. Scarlett moved from Fayetteville, Arkansas to Sandy Hook in 1998. She grew up in Darien, Connecticut. An avid horsewoman and artist, she sought a quieter life in Sandy Hook, with more room for both. She bought a picturesque spread on Great Ring Road, with a creamy yellow 18th century clapboard house and a red barn for her horses, and named it Wild Rose Farm. Scarlett worked then for a technology firm in New York that had created a financial trading system, a job that involved visiting the financial houses that had flocked into Fairfield County. In 2000, 2 years after she moved to Sandy Hook, her son J.T. was born, but her relationship with his father frayed a few years later. Scarlett met Neil in the Blue Heron, an antique shop in Milford owned by her mother, Maureen, who had moved to Newtown to be near Scarlett and J.T. Neil had grown up in nearby Shelton and had a small construction business. They struck up a conversation about a tree that had come down on her farm, and Neil offered to remove it for her. Neil was really fun, Scarlett told me. A problem solver and good-natured partner in part-time farming. She wanted sheep and bought a spinner's flock, one in every color. Thanks to inexperience and bad timing, they wound up raising lambs born in January inside the farmhouse, drying them and keeping them warm with a hairdryer. We had lots of farm adventures, Scarlett said, laughing at the memory. Their son, Jesse, was born in 2006. Neil and Scarlett split up when Jesse was a baby, but they shared parenting. Jesse had deep brown, almond-shaped eyes, a broad smile, and a deep voice for a kid that age, bellowing, "Here's Jesse," when he entered a room. He liked to play army guys, wearing a flopping plastic camouflage helmet and rubber boots on missions around the farm, where he kept a shaggy burro named Turquoise, his pony named Chocolate, and his and JT's drooling mastiff pup, Remington. Jesse had stayed with Neil the day before the shooting, in the house Neil inherited from his parents in Shelton, about 7 miles southeast of Scarlett's place. A modest ranch with a deep, wooded front yard. About 7:30 in the morning on Wednesday, December 12th, Neil drove up Scarlett's gravel drive, past the red barn, to collect Jesse. While his parents chatted, Jessie scratched "I love you" into the light frost, coating Scarlett's car door, surrounding the message with hearts. Scarlett told him to stay put and ran into the house for her camera. Her last photo of Jessie is of him squinting in the morning sun, showing off his handiwork. His ski jacket was open, revealing an untucked rugby jersey with blue and black stripes, the shirt he died in.